Welcome to Success Talk Live. I'm your host, Aurea McGarry, an Emmy Award-winning TV show host that doesn't have a vocal cord nerve because they took it out when I had cancer in 1999. But I'm talking anyway, so I love to give God the glory and give you all hope. What are you not supposed to be able to do? Do it anyway. So here I am having a talk show again, but on Facebook Live to share with you secrets to success with Success Talk. Every week on Wednesday nights, I bring together experts in their industry to share those secret tips in a very specific way. Sometimes I'll have on business experts and people that have made millions. Other times, like tonight, I'm bringing on a very special guest to kind of share with you secrets to making your dreams come true, your passions, your legacy of giving back and helping others if that's your passion or your dream. Maybe to do something for your family or your friends or a charity. So tonight is a warm, fuzzy night to help you step out in faith and do something spectacular. Live a big legacy, because that's exactly what Marcus Acosta, founder of Hands Across Atlanta, is doing. And today is D-Day. So I wanted to specifically interview someone tonight who is helping our heroes, which y'all know are our vets. And Marcus and his board of directors and his volunteers and hundreds of friends are doing just that. So I'm here to introduce you to Marcus Acosta to tell you more about Hands Across Atlanta, how he started this, how he's being successful at helping people that need us to help them, our vets. So welcome to the show, Marcus.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure, my pleasure. You are not just the founder of Hands Across Atlanta, you are a Luminary Legacy Summit Award winner too from last year.
Right.
Now, my fans know you and they love you and they want to help more too. So let's keep you in their, eyesight so they see what you're up to. So first of all, tell us who you are and how you started Hands Across Atlanta.
Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you so much for having me on your show. It's always a pleasure. And of course, we have a great history with the Legacy Awards, which is amazing. Yay. So the way we got started about 5 years ago, my mother actually got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. And I was in business school at the time working, and I decided that I wanted some kind of more meaning, some kind of purpose in my life other than just making money. And I decided that I wanted to help people. So I went out with a few friends and we took some pictures, and these pictures ended up going kind of viral throughout the city. And suddenly we had hundreds of people following our organization and coming out every single month. And it was incredible. First month we had about 25 people come out. Then the second month we had 50, then 75. Suddenly it was 100, then 200. And now our biggest event that we've had so far had roughly around 900 people, which was on Valentine's Day. So
that's awesome. I'm so proud of you. I knew you when.
Well, and that was what was so amazing was that we got to break our record for the most volunteers we've ever had. Then we broke our record for the largest event that we'd ever had. And really, it's all because of this incredible team. We're such a team-driven organization.
You are.
And there's so many incredible people on our team and on our board that are working day and night behind the scenes to make this organization everything it is. And I think that really shows in our brand.
It does. And you're such a great representative of your brand, Marcus. You're so enthusiastic. I remember last year when I did a simple little post looking for nominees for good people doing great things in our area. And you were like, me, look at me, because look at what I'm doing to help people. And that's what I want nonprofit founders to do. You're not putting the spotlight on you as a person. You're saying, look at what we're doing to help. Join us, help us. Our homeless need you. And I think you said this year it's really taken off to serving our vets even more, because you found there were so many homeless vets out there. Tell us about how that came about, because that's really important today and every day.
You bring up an incredible topic, and especially on today of all days. So one of the things that really struck me, we've been going out every single month for 5 years now. And so as you can imagine, when I started this, I was very green as far as, first of all, running an organization, but as well knowing the landscape. And after going down month after month after month, I was really blown away by how many homeless veterans there were. And I did a little bit of research and realized that the statistic is close to 1 in 4 of the men living downtown have served in the United States military. And I said, you know what, this is not good enough. Not here in the South, not here in the United States, really in the world. Our soldiers deserve better. Our Marines deserve better. Our airmen, our sailors. I mean, we have such.
What about women? You see any homeless women?
Yeah, absolutely. So the really cool, our last person that we actually just put through our dental program was a female veteran that had served in the Army, and very proud to say that we are getting her not only a new set of teeth, but we're also going to get her a set of braces, and it's all going to be free of charge, thanks to all the incredible people working behind the scenes with Hands Across Atlanta.
Marcus, I saw those posts on Facebook. If y'all aren't following Marcus and Hands Across Atlanta, you need to follow them on all social media, but especially Facebook. And tell us a little bit more about what that program is, because I see these beautiful vets out there getting new sets of teeth, and we tend to forget about that. But a lot of disease and stuff can come from not taking care of your teeth and getting bacteria in there. I found that out when I, survived cancer. That is a primal spot people, and especially homeless, forget and don't think is needed, and you jump in there and do that. So tell us about it, a little bit more detail and how we can help you.
Absolutely. So you bring up a wonderful point. A lot of the time, the military insurance will cover you while you're in the military, and it'll cover a lot of physical needs, but a lot of the time it doesn't cover dentistry, and especially things that they consider to be cosmetic. Now, the gentleman that we just fixed, Bruce, he had no teeth in his mouth. And as you can imagine, this isn't just a cosmetic problem. It's not just aesthetic, but instead it actually affects how you can eat. So I'd never realized that Bruce couldn't, just like George Jefferson we had last year, these gentlemen, when they don't have teeth in their mouth, they can't eat. And it's really kind of sad.
So insurance won't cover it even if they can't eat? I mean, come on, that's not cosmetic.
Oh, I know. It's crazy. A lot of these times, especially when they face homelessness, they don't have their paperwork together, so it's harder to get in and get the services that they require. And a lot of them just say, you know what, enough. It's just not worth the hassle of trying to deal with the hospital service that we're providing for our veterans. It's not anywhere good enough, especially being in America. We should be treating our veterans a lot better. So that's what our organization kind of steps in and says, you know what, if we can somehow change a life in any way, working through the right volumes and right channels, how can we not do that? And we started with one gentleman named David, who was our very first Marine veteran, another gentleman that had no teeth in his mouth. And we teamed up with a local dentist office, and very, very kind. And they basically—
You have a dentist that donated, right?
Yes. So
go ahead and say his name, promote the heck out of him. He deserves it.
Well, you know what? It's incredible. We work with a different dentist office every single month. So
tell us all their names. They deserve it. I don't care. Make a list. Post it in the comments. We want to support them.
I absolutely will. We have about 13 wonderful, and I would love to post them as the comments.
Absolutely.
Yes, I try to give as much publicity to anybody that works with us as we possibly can, especially now that a lot of people really shop by online and internet suggestions. So, I mean, really the biggest way you can help, especially with these dentist offices, I'll post those below. It would be wonderful if you could maybe just go to their page and just say, give them a 5 stars. Tell
Absolutely.
them you had a great experience. That's the
high five.
They do.
For sure. So how can we help? I didn't mean to interrupt you, but that was important. For those that are helping you and our vets, I want them to know they get, not that they're in for that reason, but give them a pat on the back, an applause, a thank you in public. So thank you. But keep going. We want to know how we can help. Where can we donate? Can we come out and help you? I know we have. So tell us all that.
Yes, absolutely. So that really is, I love to talk about how wonderful the program itself is, but the truth of the matter is that we have to pay for it. And it's typically costing our organization right at this point roughly around $5,000. And so our goal at $5,000 per month.
Okay.
And so our organization does our best to fundraise those amounts of money. every single month. And the biggest thing we need is really donations, especially if you want to sign up for a monthly donation of, $5 or $10. It's something that you won't ever notice. But if we get enough people to do it, my goal is that we can double or triple. Right now, we're doing one veteran every single month. I'd love to be able to do 2 or 3 or 4.
Can you sponsor that? Like, do you have like a sponsor program, sponsor a vet? So when people see their faces and their stories, that might draw a little bit more donation. Sponsor one.
That's why I'm trying to steal you from my team.
I'm always here to help you anytime.
Yes, we were just speaking about that earlier today, about a sponsor a veteran program. And that's one of the things that we've been looking at is perhaps very much like when you're helping someone overseas, we think it'd be kind of cool to really not just have people donate, but really get connected with the people that they're helping. Because some of these people, I mean, it really changes their lives. Even Tish, who we're helping right now, I mean, she has a huge cracked, their tooth, it's almost like
the gap.
Yeah, it's almost like a V shape. And it's really sad. She actually had been hit by a gentleman. And that was how it happened, which is just disgraceful.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And so you can imagine behind the scenes that we've been really doing everything we can to try and get her back to where she should be. Because that is disgraceful.
Really is.
Being a veteran, these people come home and they're thrown to the streets. And instead, I believe that they should be receiving a parade every time they come home.
None of them should be homeless. Oh my gosh, they should just never be homeless. This is ridiculous. So I'm so glad you're there to help. For sure.
So please, the biggest thing that I would ask is you can either start a fundraiser on Facebook for Hands Across Atlanta. We're a fully accredited nonprofit, so you can choose us from the fundraiser. And as you guys have all seen through Facebook, that's been very successful, which I really quickly want to say thank you, Mark Zuckerberg. I know Mark has had a very stressful year as a CEO, but really his fundraiser program has raised millions of dollars for nonprofits all across the world. So
that's good to know for all the nonprofits that watch my show too. They all can do it. So I suggest, a lot of people don't know how. My key thing is I go to YouTube, how to do a fundraiser, how to do anything. You can find a video step by step on YouTube. So plug in how to do a fundraiser for my nonprofit on Facebook, and you'll get lots of easy tutorials. So what you've done, Marcus, that's a great success tip right now for anyone that wants to do a fundraiser on Facebook for an accredited nonprofit. So great tip.
Absolutely. And for an easier, for anybody who's not as technically savvy, which I am the first to admit.
Get a teenager to do it for you. Get a 12-year-old.
Right, exactly. Or you can just go to the Hands Across Atlanta website, and then you can donate independently. So we have an option where you can donate once, or you could just set up maybe a $5 or $10 reoccurring donation. It's the price of a coffee.
Yeah.
And, you're doing your service to help those who have served us.
I'm glad. I have one more little tip that I do, and I'm not sure if it's working or connected, but I just saw one of my friends post today. I won't say her name. She's so sweet, but she posted that she's made 82 purchases on Amazon in the last 6 months. And she goes, do you think I have a problem? And I remember I go on smile.amazon, and you're my charity of choice right now and have been since October, but I can't tell if it's working. So I just encourage everybody, whatever your favorite charity is, if you want to, mix them up a little bit like I sometimes do, or pick Hands Across Atlanta, go to smile.amazon, and all your shopping, Amazon gives a percentage from their pocket to your charity of choice. So look that up too, how to make a nonprofit your charity of choice on Amazon shopping. Why not shop for a cause? We all shop on Amazon. Maybe a little too much.
I think I'm probably equally as guilty of that Amazon mania.
Yeah, that's a good thing when you know it's going to a good cause. So shop away. You're putting roofs on people's heads.
That's right. That's right. So yes, and you can donate through Facebook. We make it very easy. You can go right to our Facebook page, or you can go to www.handsacrossatlanta.org. And that's our website, and you can learn more about what we've done and what we do for the community. And if you enjoy Hands Across Atlanta and you want to learn more about what we do, I would say go to Facebook and search for Hands Across Atlanta newsletter. And that's a group that thousands of Atlanta friends and family are in. Yeah. And we share our our pictures and our media of the events and the different people that we've gotten the opportunity to help. So it's been an incredible journey. And once again, I have to really say it is so much because of this wonderful team. So
Yeah,
it is
you've got a great team.
this is a very selfless organization. I mean, there's so many people working behind the scenes. We have about 30 people now, each doing little tasks behind the scenes. And
well, it's because you're a great leader and you're so enthusiastic and you're so passionate. People want to jump on your bandwagon because you truly care. And I want everybody that's watching to know that everything that Marcus just said to do for his nonprofit are the little secret sauces to things you can do for your business, your nonprofit. So what he's doing, hopefully you'll give to them too if you're looking, but if you are a nonprofit as well, or have a business, all these things you can do for yourself as well. But Marcus, tell us real quick, I want to get some secret sauces. You had a dream to make a difference. Can you tell us some secret sauces tips to if somebody's watching and they want to help and start something of their own? Maybe they're passionate about children or animals or single moms. What's some of the things that you did in the very beginning to put it into action?
Well, I can tell you, first of all, growing up with a single mom, I love hearing that because it is so important that everybody be helped and that we all be equalized. And I think if you were to ask for what would be my secrets, I mean, the truth is I just believe hard work and consistency. I think if there's two qualities that I think really take precedence over everything, first of all, it's just consistency. Just don't give up. Now, it's unbelievable how often you are so close to achieving one of your accomplishments. But many people just give up right before they get to the finish line. And most of the time, you just don't give up. I'm telling you, that bowl of honey is right on the other side of the door. So, really just not giving up is so crucial, because a lot of the time you're going to have a bad day, you're going to have a bad meeting, you're going to have a bad month, and you might feel like you've been punched in the stomach, and you might feel like, oh, you know what, I just can't do this anymore. And I'm here to tell you, please, I mean, I've seen this organization from the ground up when we had $5 in our bank account. And I mean, there were times when it was very scary, but we just said, we're not going to give up. We're going to find the right team members, the right team, which again, I guess would lead into my second point of find the right team. If you can find the right people to depend on.
I was going to ask you that.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, really, there is no way that any person can handle or carry something that's worth carrying. You need to find people that you trust. And one of the big lessons, especially for leaders, is don't be afraid to give away responsibilities and delegate. Because I know a lot of us are micromanagers and think that, if I don't do it, it's not going to get done right. And it's a scary feeling putting something that you really trust and love into somebody else's hands. But I'm telling you, when you find those right people that can really take a job and knock it out of the park, it's just an unbelievable feeling. And I mean, I wish the whole team was with me right now, because each one of them is just doing such a phenomenal job. And
those are three really great points about never giving up, finding a good team, and delegate. You don't want to micromanage, because I heard a quote years ago, being an entrepreneur for so many years, is people support that which they help to create.
Yes.
It's so true. When people are in there helping you to create something, they feel belonging to it, and they want it to succeed, not just because you're telling them, help me do this, but they're part of the ideas and they're part of sharing of their gifts, and they want to help. I think people have an innate being that wants to give back. 99.9% of the people I know are good-hearted people that would give the shirt off their back. They're looking for good causes to help. So those are great points for anyone in any business, to not give up, to create a team, and then delegate some of the tasks, because you don't need to do it all. And I've been guilty of that for so many years. It's still an ongoing process for me to delegate. And, a lot of times they do it better than you thought you ever could as well, and faster.
Well, you're absolutely right. And, you brought up another really great point, which is that if you can get people, your volunteers, or those people that support your dream, your vision, if you can get them to feel some type of ownership of your vision, not just feeling like, oh, I want to come out and help once a month, but really starting to feel like with us being Hands Across Atlanta, I try to get everyone that comes and joins us that they are now a part of the Hands Across Atlanta family. So this is not just, an attraction like Six Flags where you go and then you leave, but instead I would prefer if people really said, this is my organization. And I'll tell you, I get a kick out of it whenever I see somebody post a fundraiser for Hands Across Atlanta and they say, this is my organization. I get such a kick out of that, especially from volunteers, because it really shows that people walk around saying, this is my charity. And I can't explain why I love when our volunteers say, this is my charity. That ownership will create so much more drive to get involved and to push it forward and really to see the organization strive as a whole.
I think that's your best secret tip tonight, to allow your team, your staff, your volunteers, whether you're a profit business or a nonprofit business or an entrepreneur, allow the people around you to take ownership of being part of it. Because there is no, one woman or one man show in this world, and there is no overnight success. And I hate the word self-made millionaire. Nobody does it alone, not even Mark Zuckerberg.
Right. No, I love that point. And that's such a, I'm so glad that this generation or this time period has really dug into that statement of being a self-made man or a self-made millionaire, because the truth is none of us have done this on ourselves. Mm-hmm. I mean, every single thing that our organization does relies on at least 10 people. I mean, we have about 30, and we have an opportunity that if someone takes a day off, there are still 15 people working behind the scenes on any given day. But
That's
I mean,
great.
I can tell you there were times when I struggled and people helped me. And, we certainly all get caught up in the idea that, I did it my way and I worked hard and I stuck it through, and that's necessary. I mean, you definitely have to be tough, especially I'm sure better than anybody, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you got to be tough as nails. But at the same time, you also have to have the humbleness to say, you know what, the reason why I'm succeeding and the reason why we're succeeding is because of everybody involved.
Amen. Amen. There is no business out there that doesn't have a team, or nonprofit that doesn't have a board and volunteers. You have to know, you may have sparked the idea. I may have sparked the idea of whether it's my summit or whatever, but without everybody participating, there is nothing. But they'll follow. You can't follow a parked car. So you and I are always in motion. So people can follow us. But we're leading the pack to help others, to put the spotlight on good people doing great things. And there's a lot of nonprofits out there helping. So I just always encourage people, find one that is passionate about what you're passionate about. And tonight I really wanted to talk about our soldiers and our vets and our homeless in general that you have helped, Marcus. And my husband and my family, Alyssa and I all have the pleasure of going out there and helping you on Sunday. And we've yet to get back, and we want to. Holidays came and it was just crazy with the travel, but it's still in our heart. We've got to come back, because we fell in love with all those homeless people down there. I'll never forget one of the guys, I think his name was David. He was so sweet. And I said to him, I kind of got a story like, how did you get here? And he was talking about losing a job, and then he wants to work. He doesn't want to be homeless. He's willing to work if somebody will give him a job. And I'm sure with you helping now with the teeth matters, because that also matters in presence to get a job too. Unfortunately, it is the eye buys, and we can't change that. And he also said, I said, if I could bring you anything you wanted, what would that be? And he said, we need blue jeans, because blue jeans actually keep them warmer. And he said, blankets, sleeping bags. And the one thing, I said, well, what about something, what's your favorite food? He goes, everybody brings chocolate chip cookies. He goes, I would die for an oatmeal raisin cookie. So, I mean, you're so sweet. Anybody that donates their time with you down in the park are going to fall in love with these people. And we're all just, by the grace of God, not in that park ourselves. It could be any one of all of us, a bad turn, a bad break, an illness. So many people that are very well off, one illness could bankrupt somebody and put them on the street. You don't know. So we're all each other's keepers and brothers and sisters. So tell us a little bit about when and where you do these outings, because you help all the homeless, not just the vets. But I know it was an eye-opener to see just how many of the homeless are our heroes.
Well, and I wanted to expand a little bit on what you just said, that a lot of us, and this is something that's really unfortunate, is that people have these ideologies that, oh, the homeless are lazy or they're drug addicts. But one thing that many people don't really, really accept is the fact that many of us have fallen into difficult situations and gotten through those situations simply because of our families. And I know that, like we said earlier, everybody wants to have the philosophy of, oh no, I did this myself. But if we can all really be honest for a moment, there have been times where we've all made bad decisions and we've had somebody in our lives that has been there to catch us. And many of these people living on the street, they don't have family members to catch them when they fall. And so it's just a free fall. And so, it really is, we need to count our blessings for how lucky we are that we have so many people that love and care for us.
That's a great point. That's a great point. They just don't have what the rest of us have, which is family and friends and people that are there for us. It's such a great point, because not all of them are there because they choose to, or you always think, oh, they're alcoholics or are mentally ill or whatever. They're real people. And the fall of our economy back in 2008, 2009, really, I think, hit home. And I don't think we'll ever be the same as a society, because so many people either became homeless that you never thought would, or came really close to losing it all. And I think it brought it into reality that it's not just other people on the streets. It's real, just like you and I, we're just hit on hard times.
Well, and it's incredible. When I had won the award with you last year, that was 2 weeks after I had lost my brother, and he had passed away to drug overdose. But in his last couple months, he had moved out of his roommate situation and was living out of his car for a couple of months. And so, you can see the tale of two cities, in that here I was and my organization was going up, and yet at the same time I was watching drugs basically take everything from my brother. So I've seen the difference in how life can treat people, and how sometimes we need a little extra help, and there's no weakness in asking help.
For sure. Did you have I remember about your brother's story that had everybody in tears. Oh my gosh. Was there an aha moment you had? I mean, two brothers taking two different routes in life. Did you see that coming like years ago? Is that why you started helping? Or was your aha moment to help the homeless something completely different?
It's very odd, because when we started the organization, my brother wasn't even doing drugs, which is very strange. He during that 5 years that I was doing this, unfortunately, he had kind of fallen in with the wrong crowd. And that's a great question, because I can absolutely see that it would seem like A would have led to B, but actually the two were unrelated. He got into drugs during it, but I can tell you that it certainly helps me stay motivated now that I have kind of a personal connection to this.
For sure.
I wouldn't ever want to say that there was a positive to it. There's something positive about losing a sibling, but it certainly has reminded me, it reminds me constantly of why I'm doing this. And so I kind of think he looks down almost like a little bit like a guardian angel.
I'm sure he does. And you're doing, one reason I know you won one of the legacy awards last year is because what I spotlight is people like you that take a terrible situation and turn it around for good. Because for whatever the grief was, like when I honored the mother from the Newtown, Connecticut shooting who lost her 6-year-old that day in that shooting, you'd think that you would just turn around, become an alcoholic and not care about the world and believe there is no God and people are bad, they're out shooting children. But she was like when you're turning around, you hate the loss, but you grieve the loss. But in memory of, you keep on going and doing good in this world. You join the forces of the 99.9% of the goodness in the world. And that little piece of bad, you take that bad experience and make the world even better because of it. We don't pick the cards we're chosen. We get them. We say, okay, this really stinks, but I'm determined to turn this around and make it better. So take that. Bad experiences. We'll put light on good people. But did you have an aha moment, though, that said, I'm going to help the homeless?
Yeah, well, I want to make sure I answer all these questions in order. I think that I just had a really good thought, and I might have lost it. Don't worry about it. As far as an aha moment, I think it really was just in my mom being in the hospital and feeling so emotional. I remember, I mean, we were literally having to walk into the hospital room with those big costumes on so that we wouldn't bring any kind of bacteria or allergens into the room. I mean, it was stage 4, so we were thinking that this was the end, and so it was a very, very emotionally high-strung point in my life, in all of our lives, really. And but to see her beat it, it first of all showed me that that I like helping people, and secondly, it showed me the strength of somebody who says, you know what, I'm not going to give up. And that's so, I mean, in many ways, just like I said at the acceptance speech, in many ways, my mom is kind of my role model. And so that's I guess that was kind of my aha moment, that I didn't want my life just to be about making money. I wanted it to be about making some kind of difference.
Again, you take a bad situation that's seemingly bad, losing a loved one, your mom and then your brother, and turning it around and making that your motivation.
Oh, I got my idea. Okay. Sorry.
Yay.
Okay. So one thing you were saying, and I think this is so important, is that you are going to find whatever you look for. And so if you're thinking, oh, the world is bad, oh, it's terrible, the sky is falling, if you're constantly looking for stories like that, you're always going to find them. And if you're thinking about racism every day and, oh, this is racist and that, you're going to find the articles you're looking for. You're going to find the videos you're looking for. We as humans find exactly what you're looking for. So you as a person, this kind of goes back, I guess, to the success tips, is you as a person really need to decide, what is it that I'm looking for? Am I looking for bad news? Because if you're looking for bad news, you're going to find bad news. But at the same time, you can probably find one story every day of how some humans did something incredible.
Oh, I love that. I want somebody to quote that and put it in the comments. And if anybody here has questions, I'm watching the comments thread. So write a question if you have a question for Marcus right now before we close up. So, but I love that when somebody write that quote down here for Marcus, that as a human, you find what you're looking for. And that's exactly what you do and I do and the people on my Live Your Legacy Summit stages do. They're people that find the good no matter what comes their way, because bad will come to all of us. Like you said, it's not hard to find bad people, bad times, bad circumstances, tragedies, they're all over. But I believe there's just as many good. So you're not just going to find one good story today. You can find hundreds if you really look and look around you. Again, it sounds cliche or maybe corny, but counting your blessings for anything bad that's happening to you personally today. You have a lot of blessings to be thankful for. You really do. You don't have to go too far.
Counting your blessings is so important because it's all about your perspective. I always think we can't control, like we do outside events every month, and I'll tell a little bit about what we do. But sometimes they're rainy events, and that changes the entire atmosphere of the event because we're outside. We've got tables where we're passing out food and clothing. We'll have hairstyles, giving haircuts, and sometimes it's going to rain, and we can't control that rain. But what we can control is that our attitudes. And that we're going to show up no matter what, rain or shine, with smiles on our faces. And life is tough. I mean, I just spent $400 on my car last week. I have plenty of reasons why I could be, in the corner. Oh, boo-hoo. No, it's such a waste of time. If you really, my mom used to say, anything bad that happens to you, you're allowed to be down about it for one day. And I think it's one of the most important advices that she's ever given me, is that no matter how bad something is, whether you get broken up, right, maybe you get a tire popped, anything that happens, you're allowed to whine about it for one day, and then it's time to move on. So I'm going to keep showing up with a smile on my face, and even if the tires roll off my car, I'll walk if I have to.
And you will, because when you came to my summit, I mean, you're willing to do anything. You're like,
That's right.
I'll just sleep in my car. I'm like,
I was about to sleep in my car for the awards ceremony. That's right. That's absolutely right.
That was funny because you were so determined to put the spotlight on who you're helping, and that's why I just love you. I think you're great, and I think your mom and your brother are such a great influence on you, and great from your mom. And I know they're looking down on you just cheering you on, saying, way to go, way to go. So it's so exciting. So tell us now when and where, and just real briefly as we close up, where you do this, what park, and where we can come to help and roll up our sleeves and get there, because I definitely want to come back.
Absolutely. That's a great question. So the biggest thing I would say, if you want to learn more about us, is to go to Hands Across Atlanta on Facebook and join the group. And then join the Hands Across Atlanta newsletter, because that's where we post all of the fun pictures and videos from the events. So that way, if you attend with your family, you can get your pictures from the Hands Across Atlanta newsletter. So really quickly, what we do is every second Sunday of the month, we meet down at Hurt Park, where we basically set up tables and we pass out food and clothing. And then we have hairstylists that come out every month. We've got our Hands Across Atlanta hairstylists that give haircuts to those that some of them have not gotten haircuts in weeks or months. So really the biggest thing that we're doing is giving these people their dignity back, because so when you have your dignity, that's when you are empowered. So our next event will actually be this Sunday. The timing of this is perfect. We're going to meet at this Sunday at Hurt Park at 1 o'clock. And then next month, we're actually shaking things up a little bit, and we're going to go and work with the Restart 320 Center to do kind of a cool little event out of their big auditorium. So we're constantly growing and trying to make it more fun and exciting, and most importantly, family friendly. Like we spoke earlier, I grew up with a single mom, and I remember a lot of things I couldn't participate in because they were, 18 and up. And so I've kind of fought to always keep this kid friendly, and our events will always be family friendly. So please bring kids, all ages welcome. It's free to attend. If you'd like to come out this weekend and pass out with us, all I ask is that you bring some sandwiches, or bring some sodas, or bring some water bottles, or bring some bananas, bring whatever.
Or some oatmeal raisin cookies for David.
Yes, bring some. I'm one of those guys that I like oatmeal better than I like chocolate chips. So I might actually be eating oatmeal cookies with David this Sunday.
Anything. They just love everything. And my little one, Alyssa, she was 12, and she's going to be 13 going on 21 this month. She loved it too. And what a great experience for children to see this, especially preteens, to see how a lot of other people live. So maybe they count their blessings a little bit more through their teenage years, which is so difficult as it is. So when we're saying no to some things, they can remember there's people that don't have. And I know a lot of kids that are doing fundraisers and helping, and they're rolling up their sleeves better than adults these days. Once they see something like that alive in person, before you know it, they're wanting to help and do things for them. So I absolutely think all children, all ages should go. We need to help. We need to show them early in life to be a giver and a philanthropist, and see how everybody lives, and how
we actually have a little secret. I wasn't going to tell anybody yet, but I figure what better place than here. I've actually just brought my nephew on. He's 13 years old, and he is going to be our new youth ambassador. We ordered him a cool shirt that says Youth Ambassador on it, and his job is going to be basically to welcome all of the children to our events, so that they always feel like they're comfortable, but at the same time, kind of like what you were saying, giving him a leadership position, especially at such a young age, so that he can learn good values and the importance of being a leader. I think many of us don't find our leadership. I'm not sure about you. I didn't find mine till really I was close to my late 20s. But I think a lot of people should experience leadership roles to see if that's where they fit. So I'm excited to have my nephew for his first day as the youth ambassador this Sunday.
That's fantastic. And how smart. What did I say in the beginning of the show? Find a 13-year-old that can run your business.
That's exactly it. He might have to take over for me one day.
He will. That's so smart and so great. And you have just changed your life. He'll never be the same after this, and it'll all be for good, because they'll take these memories and do even more with their life than they ever thought they could. And they'll learn things that they're not going to learn in the classroom. And they'll see things they're not going to see on TV, and they'll see the real world and see the goodness in it. Like I said, one conversation with the homeless, and I encourage everybody that goes, don't just go and hand out food. Please take time to have a conversation. Ask them how they are, what they do, what their dreams are, what they would do with their goals, what their goal is. And even ask them, so, how did you get here? How can I help you? because I didn't want to just help them with one time. I want to see, is there something I can do? Is there somebody I might know that could take them to the next step? And I love that you have hairdressers down there. Is that new? Because they didn't have that when we did that in the fall.
That's absolutely right. So that's one of our newer additions. We started the hair program last year, kind of later in the year, and it's incredible. We've had so many different and wonderful hairstylists come out and join us and really volunteer their time. I mean, it's, many of them do this full time as their job. So imagine you've worked Monday through Friday and someone says, hey, that job you do every day, you want to come do it for free on Sunday? And I mean, that really shows the heart and compassion of the Atlanta people.
I love it.
Everybody on the team, it's unbelievable how they do this in their spare time. These people are not being, paid. It's all volunteer work, and they just love this. They love something about Hands Across Atlanta, like you said earlier, the sauce. And somehow everybody seems to like the secret sauce.
They do, and I love that you said spare time. It's not their spare time. They make time because nobody has spare time. So if you want to do something bad enough, you will make time. So I love that. So just take the spare time out of the equation. For anybody that's watching, you don't have spare time. We have zero time. We need more time. But when you go to do something good like this, you make time because you really feel it in your heart. Which brings me to one more question. I know we need to wrap up. But if somebody's out there that is a dentist or a hairdresser or has a trade that you're looking for, do you look for more volunteers? And how do they get in touch with you if they say, hey, I want to volunteer?
Absolutely. So the good news is I am the easiest person in the world to reach because I do this every single minute and hour of the day. I don't have a clock in and clock out system. I work till late in the night. In fact, to all the entrepreneurs, if you're not already thinking like this, you need to change your mindset immediately. There's no such thing as being the president and taking the weekend off.
It's like entrepreneurship is the only career that you go from a 9 to 5 to a 24/7.
That's exactly it. But really, it's so important that if you work for a dentist office or if you are associated with a dentist, basically, let me break this down really quickly.
Okay.
Most dentist offices only can do one charity project per year. That's how much that they've allocated for a tax write-off, if that makes
sense.
So the tricky part about that is if we're going to do a new veteran every single month, then we need to find essentially not only a new veteran every month, but we also have to find a new dentist office that's willing to take on one of these procedures. But at the same time, there's an incredible amount of little costs that people don't think about, such as the Uber rides. We have to Uber the volunteer or the veteran over to the dentist office, then we have to Uber them back, and that's typically $50 to $100. Then you think of 5 appointments, suddenly you're at $500. Then you have to get all of the little medical, like the glue and all of those things, and like with the braces, the replacements. I mean, there's so many little charges that we are paying for with the skin of our teeth. So really, I mean, we need donations. That's the biggest thing that we need at this point. And again, it's so easy to donate through our Hands Across Atlanta page or our real website.
And we'll post that here too as well. We'll spread it. Would you please also, when we get off, go to my Facebook wall. That's where I think most of the eyeballs of my friends and fans, see my post. And would you put, you're having your event this Sunday, please put it on there for us all to see, and I'll share it. We also have, don't forget to share these on the Live Your Legacy Summit group and my new Supporting Nonprofits by Aurea McGarry. I clicked on you, I think it was today or the other day, to join you to that. So those are 3 spots where you have carte blanche to post when you're having your events to help the homeless. So go ahead and do that so they can see it. Then I can easily share other places, and so can my friends and fans.
Absolutely. We've got a pretty cool flyer. Shout out to Brad, who's our flyer guy. So
a flyer guy.
Yeah. we got
awesome.
Jack of all trades in every.
Yay! And we need to get you some more volunteers, because I know you have to pay for like an Uber. But what about somebody else that has a CDL license that can take people in their car? They're insured for that. Other people that can volunteer, and other hairdressers that can volunteer. And we can find some more resources of people that may have what you need. So hopefully you have that list on your website.
Absolutely.
So all these things that maybe you have to pay for now, we can find between all of us people that will donate that. So that these other little a la carte pieces that the dentist can't donate can be also donations write us for other people who want to get involved as well.
That's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. And
Teamwork.
I think the idea of the sponsoring a veteran will make that so much easier, because it is. I mean, unfortunately, a lot of people want to replace the Uber idea with real drivers, but it's so difficult to find any volunteers that are really willing to drive, 30 minutes to there, then pick them up, take them to the dentist's office, wait for their appointment. So Uber seems to be the most efficient way, but the thing is just if we can, like you said, if we can sponsor these veterans, because I mean, even if people just come on and, donate $5 a month, if you sign up for the reoccurring payments, it's so helpful, and it's not for us, it's for them. That's the biggest thing.
Well, we love that.
Yeah.
We love that. Well, good. Yeah, we know. I know all too well the nonprofits need cash money to survive. So for all my viewers and friends, I'm so glad you're out there. I'm watching to see if there's any questions. I don't see any right now, but we always come back. And Marcus, just make sure the next couple of days you come back and look at this thread on my Aurea McGarry Productions page. That's where the questions will be. And we can answer them throughout the next couple of days. Post your event on my wall and in the summit and on the nonprofit group. And hopefully all of us that are watching will share that in other platforms. Don't forget Instagram and LinkedIn and Twitter and all those places to get more eyes on what you do and who you help, because this is D-Day, but every day should be D-Day. But we try to help our vets, try to give them a better life, try to give them whatever it is we can. If it's $5 a month or $5 a day, or if you're a hairdresser or a dentist or whatever else needs you need, Marcus, please make sure we know what your needs are. You can link that special page that might be on your website to what your needs are. Periodically post it and let us know. You may need hairbrushes or blankets or even toiletries. Just let us know. But always, we all know that nonprofits need cash. But sometimes you might need an item, and sometimes you might just need our time, because a lot of times also people tend to will give their cash, but you might need hands-on in the park. You might need more help for something else, or preparing on a Friday. You might have some prep work that needs to be done. Let us know. Post it. Say, we're looking for people that'll help us Friday night get ready for Sunday's event. Don't hesitate, because I just know mostly everybody that I know want to give back and help. They're those good-hearted people just like you.
Well, I appreciate that so much, and we always need hands. So
let us know where and when.
Thank you so much for allowing me to speak with you tonight, and this has been such a pleasure.
Oh, it's been a pleasure having you, Marcus. Hands across Atlanta. Hope you got some new fans. Don't forget to go to smile.amazon. Select them as your charity of choice, or whoever your nonprofit charity of choice is. Make sure that every time you spend money on Amazon, it goes to your favorite nonprofit. And Marcus, thank you. Your mom is proud. Your brother's proud. All of us are proud. So proud of what you're doing. Keep it up. You've got many, many decades ahead of you to help so many people. And whatever we can do to help you, we're just a text, a phone call, or a Facebook post away. So don't be shy. Let us know. And you can always pick up the phone and call me.
Well, thank you so much. And yes, please, everybody, come be part of the Hands Across Atlanta family. We're not just a group. We really are a family in every definition of the word. This is
Amen.
So much love, and I think that's why everybody puts so much time and effort into it. So,
they do.
Thank
and
you.
I'll tell you what.
It's such a wonderful time. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'll tell everybody it will change your life by going on Sunday, more so than theirs, because it truly is such a pleasure to be down there, and it really will touch your heart. You won't be the same after you go down there just once and see these really cool people and help them out. So thank you, Marcus, so much. We'll have you back again. We want an update, and want to see you in the fall as well at the Live Your Legacy Summit, September 23rd and 24th, where you'll meet all sorts of philanthropists and other nonprofits and great keynote speakers and a few celebrities too. So thank you again. Thanks for tuning in to Success Talk Live. Until next week, have a great night. Don't forget to earn more so you can live more, so you can give more. God bless. See you soon. Bye, Marcus.
See you later. Thank you.
Bye.